to be around greatness. It's an honor, and we got so many great baseball coaches here in the Panhandle of Florida. If you're not very good, you're not going to last. You're not. I've seen so many coaching changes here in this part of the state. The baseball's so big. You got to win. I always said it's the most pressure job. There's a lot more pressure on a baseball coach in this part of the state than football, in my opinion. And I know a little bit about that. This guy, I think every single year, almost every single year that school's been open, has been in the playoffs. I think he's setting records every
20
time.
20 years or something.
It's incredible what he's done over there. The one and only Coach Jeff Patton. Coach, good morning, sir.
Good morning, gentlemen. How you doing?
Well, thanks for what you did to Arnold. Appreciate it, man.
That's for me. I had to hear it all day.
Anyway.
Me and Glenn Manley appreciate you, man. Nah, we have a lot of respect for Arnold. We keep them off.
No, but I'll be honest with you. I thought, you guys have moved up in classification. I thought you'd be struggling a little bit, but then I remembered nobody would play in the past, so you always had a difficult schedule, so that really hadn't fazed you at all. But you go over here and you beat a team that's really outstanding with some great pitchers, great players, great coaching staff, and you guys got it done. And Jim was telling me, as a matter of fact, I'll let Jim talk with you.
Coach, I want to ask you, in all your years of coaching, have you ever seen a box score, a line score, or whatever, on the scoreboard like you saw going into the sixth inning? For those that weren't there, after six, because Cooper Moss had come out, you had one hit against Cooper. And then you scored 4 in the bottom of the sixth. You had 1 hit, 4 runs. Arnold had 5 errors. Okay, I'm thinking, I've never seen a game like this in my life. I mean, just routine plays, just booted, and you guys score on guy strikes out and they score a run. I mean, it was like it was crazy.
Yeah, only Patton's coaching can make this happen.
You guys hung in there. You really did. I got to give you credit.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that kind of stuff can happen in high school baseball. And, over the years, it's happened to us a couple, maybe not quite exactly like that, but, it can happen in a hurry. You put, we got Cooper out of there. And that was the plan all along. We've done that for 4 years, trying to just manage him. I mean, he's a stud. He's exceptional, but with these pitch count rules, if you can get the pitch count up, which we did a really good job innings 2, 3, and 4 of really getting his pitch count up.
Because his dad, Steve Moss, is right next to me. I said, Steve, what's the count? He goes, and I don't know what inning as well, probably the 5th. He goes, well, we're up at 85. And I said, when's he got to come out? He goes, 105. I said, oh, crap, this is getting tight. Because he's not going to get 2 more innings of 20 pitches. I mean, this ain't going to happen.
Well, and that's something we do anymore. We're monitoring that stuff in the dugout. We're monitoring our own pitchers, and we're monitoring theirs. It's kind of strategy and game stuff, and we talked about it going into the game. If we could get his pitch count up and get him out, and that's kind of what we've done. We just try to foul off tough pitches as best we can. Try to be a pest, try to be a pain to him. And we had traffic, we had runners on.
Yeah, you did.
He just keeps getting out of jams because he's so good. I think we had guys on second and third or second and third a lot of times, and we got no runs off of him. And honestly, it was just like it was almost identical to the game we played against them last year at their place when Cooper pitched. We got him out in the 5th inning, and then we managed to score some runs in the 6th and 7th and found a way to win. But, it's just, it's a testament, really. But it was just it wasn't a well-played game. It was a well-pitched game. But just one of those high stakes, high school rivalries where anything can happen, and the pressure mounts on teenagers, and sometimes they make mistakes that they don't typically make. But I thought we did a really good job of applying the pressure, not swinging at bad pitches, and when we got on, just taking advantage of some things. And we ran a little bit. We felt like maybe we could do something in the running game, and we had some stolen bases, and we were super aggressive. That one play you were talking about, the strike 3 in the dirt, that wasn't like it went all the way to the backstop.
No, it didn't.
We were being super aggressive there, and if we saw something down that got away from the catcher a little bit, we were going to take a chance. And we did. We got in there. It was close, but I felt like we were in there. Arnold might have saw it differently, but we got that run in, and we got a couple more. But it wasn't easy in the bottom of the 7th. Arnold got about 3 hits in a row. I think bases were low. I mean, I know that they had second and third with 2 outs, and we walked Cooper. which I've probably walked Cooper, I don't know, I'd say 3 or 4 or 5 times over the years intentionally. Just put him on. We'll try to see what we can do with the next guy. And we did that, and we got a ground ball to short, and the game ended with bases loaded.
I thought when Jim was telling us about the game last night, when he told me about when you walked him, I thought that was the smartest thing you could have done. I thought that was outstanding.
Yeah, I mean that's my. I always try to earmark one guy, that we're not going to get beat there. Our pitchers did a great job pitching to Cooper last night too.
Who was your star? Who were your 2 pitchers? I think your pitchers did a great job too. Who'd you have pitching?
Yeah, Zach Flitcraft started, and Lane Hathaway came in relief. And they're both juniors. And Flitcraft, we had Trey Power last year. It was our big-time lefty, but Flitcraft was our number 2, and Lane was our relief guy last year. So now Lane's they're pretty much, 1, 2, either one. We could start either one on any given day, but I feel a lot more comfortable. I think Lane feels more comfortable in the late inning spots, and Flitcraft is a little more where he feels more comfortable starting. So that's kind of in those games where it's kind of that one game a week, and we're going to throw both those guys. That's probably how we'll do it most of the time. But we felt good, and it was Lane struggled in the strike zone there in the 7th inning a little bit, which is a little atypical of him. He's a strike thrower, but that happens in these games. You get late games against good people, and the huge crowd. It was a big crowd last night. Pro scouts there. It was a lot of fun, and we found a way to make one more play there at the end, and we did a good job of taking advantage. But Arnold's going to be right there at the end of the year, and we'll play him again later on, and I'm sure it'll be another one of those 1 or 2 run games where a lot of excitement. It just kind of seems the way we play them these days.
When you face a pitcher like Cooper or Eli Blair or somebody that's that talented, do you talk to your hitters about the approach at the plate, taking pitches, just trying to foul off strikes? Is that like something that you strategize with your players about?
Oh, 100%. We played South Walton last week, a couple weeks ago, and they got those kind of arms, and you got a guy like Cooper with it. The biggest thing we do, we talk about it, we game plan for it. I don't want guys taking pitches because those guys are such good pitchers. If you start taking stuff and now you're behind in the count, you're out.
Yeah.
I don't really do that, but what we do try to do is lay off that fastball up.
Right.
And the power pitchers like Cooper, and not just Cooper, but a lot of them that throw hard, they can be really competitive up in the zone, and we try. It's hard because it's coming in so fast, and those kids got to make a quick decision. But we try to lay off that pitch up as best we can, and we try to lay off those sliders in the dirt. The ones that are down. If we can recognize the spin, and it's down, if we can just we have a saying: spin down, stays down.
Yeah.
So if it's spinning and it's down, we gotta be disciplined enough to lay off of it. But as good as Cooper is, we swung at some pitches up and we swung at some sliders in the dirt. That's just it's not going to happen all the time. But if we can do it enough and just try to any of those close pitches with 2 strikes, just try to foul them off as best we can and see another pitch. That's kind of the game plan with him and the other really good pitchers that we'll see. We executed it pretty well. To be down 1-0 going into the 6th, I would have taken that, all day, every day against him.
Yeah.
You've played now probably the best in the South in this part of the state, which means in the state. South Walton, Arnold, and have you played Mosley yet?
We played him in the preseason. We actually play Mosley Tuesday. So
you've seen it.
Yeah.
Is it as good as I think it is this year?
The pitching is, yes. Now, top to bottom, South Walton's as good as anybody we've ever seen. And I felt we were super competitive in that game. We had a game similar to kind of how Arnold gave us a little bit last night. We kind of gave South Walton a little bit, and you just can't do that against those teams. They're too good.
Yeah.
And Arnold, their pitching staff's as good as anybody we've seen. And the kid they brought in relief, that Ross kid, he's going to be a good one. He struggled a little last night, but he beat us last year. After the game we beat Cooper, and then we played him the very next day, and he beat us last year. But it was good last night. But those guys. That's kind of our thing is in this new region we're in, with those private schools in Jacksonville that have all got 90-mile-an-hour arms, and Pensacola Catholic. Everybody knows how good they are. If we feel like if we can be competitive with South Waltons and Arnold's and Mosley's, that we can be competitive with those other guys at the end of the year.
No doubt, man. We love